All right, guys, welcome back to another Battlefield 2042 video. And today we got our very first Battlefield briefing, the development update for May of 2022 for the game. It features a ton of information regarding the future of Battlefield 2042. We're going to talk about the map situation. We're also going to talk about new experiences and modes and updates to that. They also went into detail regarding the core gameplay of 2042, and they also gave us the official roadmap for season 1 of BF 2042. So definitely stick around to the end of the video because you guys are not going to want to miss out. Hey, what's up everyone? Wes here. Welcome back to the channel. So to get started, we are going to talk about what is going on with the development for Battlefield 2042. So they gave us 4 different focuses that the Battlefield team is currently working on fixing. So starting off, we've got the maps. They said, and I quote, "In this focus area, we're not just looking at the new maps that we're planning to bring throughout the upcoming seasons, but also the improvements that we want to bring to our existing play spaces." The first update that we're getting is going to be with Kaleidoscope. They improved a lot of the aspects of the game. They actually made it so there's an actual front line. They updated a lot of the covering for around the maps and just made the game a more tactical experience. They stated that we've also introduced new areas onto the map, adding a forward operating base or a FOB into the park with a second command post added close to the tower. The data center has similarly received multiple passes from the teams to help ensure that there are more cover points and new war-torn looks to certain areas that help make the map more faithful to 2042 setting. So we're officially getting the Kaleidoscope rework with season 1, but they stated that our work on renewals is also progressing well, adhering to the same quality of improvements, now scheduled to release sometime after season 1. The changes will help improve the infantry experience on the map, helping to eliminate play spaces that stretch the gameplay into quieter spaces, removing sectors A and E from the map and focusing on the action through the map center. So we're actually going to be getting the renewal rework that is going to be sometime after season 1, so that'll probably be sometime in season 2, likely at the launch of season 2, which is super unfortunate, but it is what it is. I didn't expect them to give us that many updates in season 1 anyway. Moving on to all of the updates with experiences and modes that we kind of already know about, but basically they said that they're unshackling themselves from the 128 player game modes when it comes to how they develop new modes in our game. They said that 128 players is going to be the default experience for conquests, but for breakthrough we are obviously only going to be getting 64 players, and they did that because the game just feels more tactical. It just plays better. It's almost like we said from the get-go that 128 players wouldn't always work, even though I kind of enjoy 128 breakthrough only whenever I'm on the attacking side, obviously, because defending on that game mode is impossible. But the biggest tidbit that they stated that I think is probably the biggest news is they said that they're also looking to expand our official modes together to include Rush, our 32 player focused experience during season 1. And then perhaps the biggest update in regards to game modes for Battlefield 2042, Hazard Zone is going to be ending the development, and it's no longer going to be a focus for DICE and the overall Battlefield team. They stated, and I quote, "One final piece of news for you today to take away from today's video. We're winding down future development on Hazard Zone. All of us as a team had great ambition and high hopes for this new Battlefield experience throughout our development, but we're the first to hold our hands up and acknowledge that it hasn't found the right home in Battlefield 2042, and we will benefit greatly from letting our focus and energy stay on the modes that you see and engage with the most. Hazard Zone will stay a part of the experience. We're not switching it off, but beyond addressing critical errors and odd behaviors that may happen in the future, we're no longer actively developing new experiences or content for the mode, and you'll find that the maps that we release across our seasons will not be supported in Hazard Zone." Moving right along to the core gameplay, they started with let's talk about specialists. We know this is one of the main topics discussed across Battlefield communities, and it's an important priority for us. In terms of what you can expect to see on this topic, we are actively working to update the style and tone that our specialists bring to the experience. We've started our passes on our specialists to make them feel grittier and closer to the more serious tone that we want to come across in our universe. They also updated the voice lines to make them sound a lot better, which is a good positive note. Now here's where it starts to get interesting. They said on the gameplay side of specialists, we're still exploring bigger changes to their design and don't want to commit to any temporary decisions while this work is still ongoing. We are continuing to make regular balance changes such as the recent nerf to Boris turret in 0.4.1 and the light overhaul to Rouse passive behavior in 0.4.0. They said that how specialists fit into the game today can be improved. We're sensitive to and grateful for the feedback that we have received so far from you, but we recognize that making a sweep change to specialists would cause significant delays to our development. We do intend to make changes, but want to ensure that they do not impact the other improvements, fixes, and content that we're bringing to the game. They finally confirmed the core feedback loop for specialists. They said that the feedback loop for specialists will come later than planned, but but we invite you to continue sharing our thoughts around improvements that we can make here. We are not walking away from specialists. They're a key part of the Battlefield 2042 experience, and we want to make sure that we get this right, which is probably going to be the most controversial aspect to this entire update. They then went on to say that elsewhere in core gameplay improvements, we're looking to bring new third-person animation modeling to the game, giving a much better readability to body motion and helping you better react to enemy movement. Moving right along to the gunplay, they said that you've already seen us bring improvements to our weapon attachments in update 4.0, and we're going to continue making balancing updates to our weapons to ensure that they each have a unique application within the sandbox, and we're working on changes to visual recoil to help improve the experience of firing our weapons. They said beyond this, we have new weapons and gadgets coming with each season, and we've already started to work on a new initiative that will see us further add to our pool of weapons and gadgets by introducing some of our classic era arsenal into the all-out warfare experiences. This isn't a simple or fast change, and it'll take time for us to do. We need to ensure that these weapons are mapped properly to progression, that they're appropriately balanced to the 2042 model of gunplay, and that they're supported with appropriate mastery and cosmetics. Now, in regards to the team play and social side of our core feedback loops, we're making UI improvements during season 1 that will help enable better readability across our systems that let you understand where your friends are playing, finding new games to play, and understanding what to expect and jump in. And finally, they talked about performance. They said that we're continuing to ensure that the game is living up to your expectations of technical sound experience that performs at the frame rates you expect from your hardware. They said that we took a big step towards addressing that with our minimum spec players in 0.4.0 update, and that there are positive knock-on effects across the board that help to see many players gain better CPU utilization, improve latency on input, and a smoother experience with less hitching than seen at launch. Now let's get into the biggest part of this video, and that is going to be the new content. So they stated that season 1 will launch next month and will mark the start of a new year of new content coming to the game. 4 seasons, 4 new specialists, new maps, and new weapons and gadgets that help to expand the sandbox. We're bringing a battle pass to the battlefield for the first time that will give players the chance to earn new gameplay items, all of which are on free tiers, and new cosmetic items across both free and premium tiers. Next month, with the release of season 1, we'll see the big update that will not only bring the new content to the game, but also deliver quality of life enhancements, fixes, and improvements that demonstrate our continued commitment to 2042 and our mission to restoring the trust that many of you feel was hurt when we launched back in November of last year. All of us and the team are thankful for your feedback following the release of 0.4.1 update, which allowed us to make swift changes via a hotfix the following day by addressing stuttering issues and incorrect ticket counts for our breakthrough 64 player maps. We are pleased that we now have the opportunity to show you even more of our hard work with season 1. Internally, we've enjoyed playing its content for longer than we planned to, but we're keen to maintain the right cadence of our updates from here, both with new content and game improvements. They gave us the official season 1 roadmap, so starting June we get season 1, which will include new map, new specialists, new weapons, vehicles, new battle pass, more weekly missions, new portal experiences, more community spotlights, and then there's a June, July, and August that will feature either animation and traversal improvements, kaleidoscope map update, and then for season 2 they're going to be doing the feedback loop for the specialists as well as the renewal map update. I'm definitely curious to see what your guys' thoughts are on this new update for Battlefield 2042 coming in season 1. Let me know what your thoughts are on it, guys. Do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel with your notifications on, and don't forget to check back again tomorrow for another video like this one.